If you have a child sitting in your classroom, or if you are the parent of a child who is struggling in a subject, and I'm talking like serious deficits, 5th grader that can't add, subtract, 8th grader that can't read, this is happening all across the board, you should not be giving these children A's and B's in that subject on their report card. There is no way that a child in the 8th grade who cannot read should be receiving an A on their report card in reading. This was a problem when I was a teacher. It continues to be a problem. This is just a systemic problem in general. And there are a couple of different reasons why this is happening. So when I was writing all the IEPs for our school, it was an elementary school, we would have parents come into these IEP meetings and little Johnny is getting A's in reading, but when they're getting their state test scores back, the parents are absolutely shocked that little Johnny is on a level 1 in reading. How could this be? Little Johnny is getting A's and B's on his report card. This is giving the parents, guardians, whomever, a false sense of security that their child is doing well, that they don't need the assistance. And then when the parents are learning like, oh my goodness, my child is so far behind, but the grades aren't reflecting that, that is not fair to the parent. One of the reasons why this happens from my personal experience is that there's no uniform grading standards from teacher to teacher. Now, if you are in a private school or you have a really good principal who ensures that there are uniform grading standards across teachers, then that's great. But in my experience, that's not typical. Got teacher A who allows children to take a test, do really poorly, take the test home, correct it, come back at a better grade. This is what we call grade inflation. And teachers who are doing this, they're genuinely doing it out of the goodness of their heart in a lot of cases. Want to see the students successful, want to give them a chance to redeem themselves. The problem is that grade is not reflecting their true ability. Same thing with homework. You got some teachers that grade homework, some teachers that don't, some teachers that grade for completion rather than accuracy, whereas some don't. And then you do have cases where you don't want little Johnny's mother coming in and hounding you, so you inflate the grades to kind of keep her off your back. That does happen. The classroom grades, the report card grades, should be reflecting their true ability so that little Johnny's mom is not shocked when he's scoring level 1 on the state tests because little Johnny has been getting D's and F's on his report card in reading. It kind of matches up. Now, if we're worried about the children's self-esteem, like giving little Johnny an F, he's trying so hard in reading. He's just trying his hardest, but he's just not there. We don't want to give him a D or an F. We don't want to hurt his self-esteem because he's making so much improvement. This is where standards-based grading comes into play. This would be receiving the grade, passing that skill, if you will, rather than just giving one letter grade for the whole subject of reading. You're getting mastery points based on the individual standards that you're getting. So when little Johnny is able to decode CVC 3-letter consonant, vowel, consonant words, gets his little check mark rather than a letter grade. So little Johnny's mom will see, oh, look, little Johnny is missing all of these check marks for all of these reading skills that he can't do, that he should be able to do by now. Then by the time he takes the state test at the end of the year, the parent already knew that little Johnny was missing those skills. It's not this big shock. As a homeschooling family, we teach to mastery anyways. Like, we are not moving on until they've mastered a skill. In the school system, it's almost impossible to do that when you have 30 kids in the class. The least we can do as teachers is be honest with ourselves, be honest with the parents. Little Johnny can't read. He shouldn't be getting an A in reading when he's in the 5th grade. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced this yourself as a parent, as a teacher, if you felt pressure as a teacher to inflate grades. Be honest. I understand the pressure. I know what it feels like, but we really just had to put our foot down with this.